Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me. Come on in.
Girl, come on in here and talk to me. Sit on down and relax your body.
Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me. Come on in.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you about the perfect week and how God keeps blessing me.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. No matter what you're going through, let's chat. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Girl, you know I'm here for you. Let's chat.
Hey, honey. Hey, it is your girl, Miss Leda, and I am back with yet again another video. So today's video was a video request by Miss Triisha Bryson. She wanted me to give my commentary on the situation between CJ So Cool and Royalty. And baby, hey, do I have a lot to say. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as I give you my commentary and my thoughts about their situation. Okay, so normally I start these videos out with a recap of what's been going on. Let me try to give you the quickest recap as I possibly can. So Royalty and CJ So Cool have dated one another for 9 years. CJ has been in her 3 kids' life since they were babies, and she has been in his daughter's life since she was a baby as well. They have 2 kids together, Cardea, and they have Cardero Jr. Now, this is not uncommon for them to break up and separate. They broke up last year around October time frame. If I'm not mistaken, it was October time frame, and then they got back together, and now they are broken up again already. And they broke up in May, if I'm not mistaken. So now Royalty has since went on and got her own home, and is now living with her 5 kids now in this new home without CJ, and they have very minimal conversation with one another. Now, what generally transpires with these two whenever they break up or separate, Royalty will contact Funny Mike, and she will go to visit Funny Mike. And whenever CJ and her break up, he contacts a young lady named Tata. So I hope that gives y'all a quick little rundown of what's going on. But now let's get into what my commentary is. Okay, so this is just my thoughts and my opinion. And again, this video was inspired by Miss Triisha Bryson. She wanted me to do this video. So I got you, boo, already, right off top. Anyhow, one of the things that she noticed is that when it comes to Royalty, she noticed that she no longer has the kids calling CJ dad, that she has now started allowing them to call him CJ. For the past 9 years, he has been the father figure in these children's lives. And now since they have broken up, she has now decided, oh, you don't have to call him dad no more. I don't agree with that. Now, if he was good enough to be there for the past 9 years for your kids, why can't they continue to call him dad even though y'all are broken up? Regardless, that's the only father that they know, because you made it abundantly clear that you did not want their real father in their lives. You said that he was abusive to you physically and verbally. However, that's still their dad. And if he had not put his hands on your kids physically, and they hadn't had any issues with the father, you should have at least given the relationship a chance and an opportunity. At the end of the day, you can't change who their father was. But now you have CJ, and CJ is no longer a good enough example to be dad material either. So I don't understand that in regards to Royalty. She won't allow the kids to see their biological father. And now she has made it known that, hey, it's okay to call CJ instead of dad. We're not together anymore. You don't have to call him dad anymore. I just don't agree with that. If he was good enough to be dad for the past 9 years, and y'all have broken up, why can't he continue to be dad now? I think that's real petty to allow the kids to now call him CJ just because y'all's relationship is in a rift. Like say at the end of the day, he's the only dad that these kids know. So why take that away from them? He might not be the perfect example of a father, but he has been a father figure to them, and you have to give that man that. Now, I will say CJ and Royalty, they crack me up because they're both childish. To be in their 30s, they're both very childish. It's like they do the tit for tat game. They're trying to constantly get at one another. So Royalty knows that it gets under CJ's skin each and every time that she goes to visit with Funny Mike. The last time that they had went to go visit with Funny Mike, the kids did like a diss song with Funny Mike's crew in regards to CJ, and they sung along with it, which was really hurtful because here it is, this man has been there for these kids. Now, I will say he hasn't been the most realistic parent because paying a child like $1,000 to clean up dog poop, yeah, that's just not realistic. And then not wearing the same underwear or same wife beaters. Something's wrong with that. And that should have been a red flag to Royalty when a man can't wear the same underwear or the same wife beater after they've been washed and cleaned. Like, come on now, you not that bougie that you can't wear the same underwear. Long as they have been washed and cleaned, what is the problem? I just don't get it. Before you had money, you had to wear the same underwear. I'm sure your grandmother, your great grandmother washed your underwear and your undershirts and you put them back on. Same thing with clothes. But don't get so high and mighty that you think that you can't wear the same thing. That to me is just crazy. So that should have been a red flag to Royalty that he was trying to live above his means and that he desperately needed some help. And that if she was going to raise her kids with him, that she knew he had some unrealistic expectations, because if they were able to wear the same underwear multiple times after being washed, why wouldn't he be able to? Like, get the hell out of here. What is wrong with you? Your underwear can touch your body again. Just make sure to clean. You don't know how to use soap and water? I don't get that. So that's not realistic. Now, what I will say is the both of them try to be their kids' friends more than they try to be parents. You can't do that. Unfortunately, you can't do that. You can definitely have a friendship with your kids, but it has to be boundaries when it comes to that regards. And when I say be friends, like, you let them know that they can come and talk to you about anything. You don't sit there and say, "Oh, girl, the sex was good with this man, da 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 da, blah blah blah." That's not the kind of conversations that you have with your children. And when I seen the young lady, Royalty, talking to her oldest daughter and saying that she was happy she was single, and and they were sitting there talking about how arguments would transpire and everything. Now, I guess I was raised a little old school. My mom, them used to always tell us kids should not be in adult conversations. And so we needed to go mind the business that paid us, which means you take your behind on into the room because grown folks is talking. We're going to have a conversation, and it's not for young kids' ears. However, she sat there and had this conversation in a mukbang with her daughter and talked about how she was happy that she was single, and how, they used to get into multiple arguments all the time, but it takes two to argue. So you can't just blame him because it takes two to argue. Now, to sit there and have the conversation with her daughter, it just kind of made me look at her sideways a little bit, because this is a child. At the end of the day, a child has every right to their feelings, but you don't have to sit there and entertain the conversation in front of them. You sit there and have a conversation off off the camera in regards to how your kids felt about the situation, but you don't sit there and entertain the thoughts of, oh, well, girl, I'm happy you single and, this, that, and the third. No, I'm not your girl, I'm your mama. And then for the young lady to say that she had to cuss someone out and she was like, okay with it. All she said was the daughter's name and was like, really? You cussed them out? What the hell? I wish my child would say that my baby had cussed somebody out. Baby, I bet you that would be the last time my child came to me acting like I'm the homie and she done cussed somebody out. I don't play them games. I'm raising a young lady. And so if you think you're going to act up and be cussing people out, baby, no, not from this home. And I'm aware of it. Yeah, because I'm going to put you in your place quick, fast, and in a hurry. You going to go out and represent me right. Like I tell y'all all the time, my favorite quote is never worry about if a child is listening to you. Worry about how they mimic you. And these kids is mimicking their behavior. They have allowed the cussing and the fussing and everything else to go on in front of these children. And so now these children feel like they the homie and that they can sit and engage in conversations with their parents on an adult level. Now, it's no way in the world that every single argument and disagreement that you and your significant other have is not going to be privy to the kids. But for the most part, they shouldn't know about the arguments or the disagreements that you're having. The young lady shouldn't know. The baby girl had videotaped where CJ and Royalty were having a disagreement in regards to him paying a young lady $300 to shake her behind. That shouldn't have been something that this child was able to record. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have a conversation, have a conversation. But take the kids to your mama house, whatever you got to do, so that way your kids don't get this impression that it's okay to argue with someone all the time. You got to have grown-up conversations. Y'all have to put stuff on the table. Arguing and fussing and fighting all the time is not going to resolve the issue that you have at hand. And the issue has always been that he don't know how to keep his thing in his pants. And if that's the case, then get him some help. But you knew what you got with when you got with him. Now, it's been rumors and stuff that have occurred that he didn't know, which one he wanted to date. If he wanted to date the daughter, meaning Royalty, or her mom, because the mom looked so young. So she already knew basically what she was walking into before she got with them. And then out of 9 years, y'all didn't have all this money. So throughout this whole entire time frame, he's been the same person, bougie, and he didn't have the money to be that bougie person. So that should tell you something. You basically was enabling this young man. You were allowing him to be that bougie man and not making him grow up and be realistic about things, because you had kids. And I just feel like Royalty should have been realistic with what she had and let it be known, like, hey, this is not life. This is not reality. Paying a child $1,000 or $10,000 to clean up dog poop, that's not realistic. So we got to set realistic goals and realistic beliefs for our kids. We can't be their friends. We have to discipline them. We have to show them how to do things. And then if they don't do it right, then you go back and reteach them how to do it. But at some point in time, they got to get it. They got to get the lesson. But we can't give them $1,000 or $10,000 for doing something that they should already be doing. Point blank, period. Every child gets chores. So what made these kids be any different? I just really don't understand that. Now, when it comes to CJ, I just don't understand, because CJ, to go back to dealing with Tata after the situation that he dealt with last year, where this young lady was trying to actually take his debit card information and take pictures and had planned on running up a bill. I don't give a damn if the girl said, okay, I didn't mean to say that. I was just saying something because I was mad. Baby, when you said it the first time, I'm going to take you at your word and I'm going to believe you. You would not be allowed back in my house by no means necessary. And for him to let the girl back in his house, something is wrong. Not only that, for him to sleep with her yet again. After him and Royalty broke up, because the girl did say she was pregnant, that's the message that she sent to Royalty. Something's wrong with him, and he really needs some help. If this young lady had intentions on robbing you and taking you for your money, and then you allow her to come back into yet another home and give her another opportunity, something is the hell wrong with you. And you need to go get some help, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. You need help. Because why would you give this child yet another opportunity to come in and rob you? Then not only that, before the relationship could even begin good with him and Tata, she had lied about her age. I'm sorry. How a relationship starts is how it's going to end. So it started with a lie and it ended with a lie. He thought that she was into him and that they had a relationship, when really and truly the only thing that she was into was in his debit card, in his bank account, and everything else. She was trying to get to the bag, get to the loot. And she sent messages in regards to that's what she was trying to do. So something's wrong with him. He really needs some help. And Royalty needs some help as well, because here it is yet again. She is supposed to be going to make a visit to Funny Mike. Now, Funny Mike lives in Houston and they are in Vegas. So she has made plans to go down there for Halloween. Now, the only thing that CJ had asked was that his kids, his twins, his biological kids, not be around this man. Baby, I would have had my twins bag packed. Oh, you want them? No problem. But I don't understand what she feels like she's getting out of it by keeping all the kids away from him. He was good enough for 9 years, and now since y'all broken up, he's no longer daddy material. Like, I just don't get that. Make that make sense to me. Somebody help me out with that. You knew what you got when you got it. And after 9 years, you've learned this man. You know all about this man. So if he was good enough to be daddy for 9 years, why isn't he good enough to be daddy now? I just don't understand that. So I hope some of y'all can make sense of that for me. Now, I really and truly hope that D-Lo continues to stay on CJ in regards to some of the unrealistic spending habits that he has, and makes him humble himself. Now, one thing that just agitates the hell out of me, and I don't know why, is the fact that he always says that, he's not trying to throw up that he made purchases for other people in their face. He's just trying to remind himself that he's a good person. Baby, you don't need to remind yourself that you're a good person. The deed itself, and seeing the vehicle that you purchased for D-Lo and the stuff that you bought for others, is that reminder that you're a good person, that you went out your way to purchase something for them that you didn't have to purchase. You don't have to throw it up in their face each and every time. Oh, I bought you that car. Oh, ain't I a good person because I bought you a brand new car? Like, hell, you could have kept the car if that was the case. If I'm going to be reminded every single time that I got this home because of you, or I got XYZ because of you. Baby, I don't need to have the reminders all the time. You bought it. Yes, I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. I show you on a daily basis that I'm grateful. To throw it up in my face, baby, you can have it. That's how I feel about it. But, D-Lo is definitely different. And I have to give it to D-Lo. D-Lo and Nike has definitely been by CJ's side each and every time. Now, I will say this. Royalty said that Nike was nobody to him, just a baby mama. But she must be somebody to CJ, because every time that they break up it seems mighty funny that the first phone call that he makes is to Nike. So in my eyes, I just simply feel like they have some unfinished business when it comes to their relationship that they need to deal with before they can actually move on and be safe and secure in a new relationship, until they figure out what it is that they cling to one another. Yeah, you can say you best friends all you want, but it's a little something more to just being best friends. And I don't know exactly what it is because I'm not in their relationship. However, it is something there because she is always the first person that he calls whenever he has a breakup or whenever he needs something. So it's something there. And whatever it is, they need to figure it out and then move on from there. They can still be the best of friends, but it's something there, and they're not being honest with themselves. That's all I can say. Those are my thoughts and my feelings. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts and feelings down in the comment section below. And as always, you know, I definitely love to engage. Well, that's the end of this video. Bye, honey. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this video and my thoughts and opinion. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, I thank you in advance for stopping by just to simply say hello.
Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me. Come on in.
Girl, come on in here and talk to me. Sit on down and relax your tired feet.
Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk.